Alright guys, today I'm going to look at some fans by Fractal Design, the Venturi series, and I have the HP14 and the HF14. So let's go ahead and take a look. So getting the HF14 out of the box, you see you have this more propeller style fin arrangement. The HF, as it presumably stands for, is more airflow or high flow. The HP for pressure or static pressure. So you got a big, large open fin arrangement here, as I said, more propeller style. Nice black, theme going on here. A bit of a sheen to it, almost kind of eggshell, but I love the finish. If Fractal Design can make a sexy fan, they definitely accomplished that. They really nailed that department. You have these rubber. They're not overly soft and not overly firm, but you have these rubber corners. They're going to reduce vibration, and they add some heft to the fan. They're very well built. They're very sturdy. And I love the aesthetic. It's practically sexy at this point. Now the HF14 is going to run up to 1200 RPMs, minimum around 850 RPMs. And both HP and HF series have a fluid dynamic bearing that are surrounded by herringbone, which is going to distribute oil more evenly throughout the bearing, give longer lifespan and quieter operation. As you can see, there's these notches from within the fin blades also on the HP14, which is going to diffuse the tone, and that's probably more than likely the whir of the wind, the air noise as it pushes air. So it's going to diffuse that and probably reduce the low hum that you're going to hear, which any low hum that you normally hear is going to be more of a motor noise. But thanks to the innards here, Fractal Design's quality control and development, I already have a few of these in my R5. And quite honestly, unless I turn them up to the full speed or beyond, if my motherboard allows me to, then quite frankly, I don't even hear them. It's just a bit of a whir, low hum, but it's hardly noticeable and definitely nothing compared to some more cheaper options on the market. The HF14 is going to come with a 3-pin fan header, not a PWM 4-pin. That's going to be on the HP14, so keep that in mind for whatever your motherboard has header-wise, or if you want to use a fan speed controller on your case or an aftermarket one. Now also within the innards of this, you get a magnet within the middle here, which is going to stabilize the motor and counter pull push, if you will, to stabilize again the motor, but also reduce noise and help with longer lifespan. Both fans, the HP14 and HF14, is going to give you a 3-year warranty. And again, to remind, these are both 140 millimeters. Keep that in mind for your case compatibility or radiator compatibility before you jump on that. But also, as for accessories with the HF, you get these extra corners which may allow you to situate the fan in certain situations where you can only use a 120 millimeter fan. So the mount area is only 120. You pop in these rounded corners which reduce the size a little bit, being that the frame isn't exactly square once the corners are removed. It may provide some further compatibility, versatility, when it comes to mounting these fans in other spots. Low noise adapter is also what you get with the HF14 and black screws. So good to see that. Not silver screws, so you ruin the aesthetic if you decide to use these screws and not maybe ones that came with your case. Now guys, looking at the HP14, which you can definitely tell is now more for static pressure. I mean, look at this. The closeness, the gaps or the lack of a gap between the fan blades is considerably noticeable compared to its brother, the HF14. So you could be using this more for a radiator scenario, or more in the sense of where it's going to be restricted in your case, for example, against some hard drive cages or any area which just has a lot of obstruction and you need to push more air than you would need or be able to accomplish with a high flow fan. So definitely keep that in mind before purchasing these. And again, love the aesthetic, all black, same rubber corners. You also get the same corners, by the way, if you want to try to situate this in a 120 millimeter fan mount. Same innards, by the way, as I said earlier about the HF14, but these are going to be ramping up, or able to ramp up to 1500 RPMs, push a lot more air through the any obstruction that you put them up against. But this is also going to have the 4-pin PWM header, so keep that in mind. As you can see, you have the notches here again for that tone diffusion, very nice. And I didn't mention before, but you get a nice braiding of the cables here, nothing white, no ketchup mustard going on, very nice, so it's going to match any aesthetic you're going for. Black screws, great to see, and in the case of the HP14, you don't get a low noise adapter, but you do get a Y splitter. So you want to connect a few of these in series, but you only have one header on your motherboard. Here you go. You are able to do just that. So yeah, guys, at the moment, I'd love to go ahead and test both of these for you guys, but to be quite honest, I don't have a radiator at the moment, an all-in-one. That's going to allow me to really put these HP14s to the test. That will, however, change soon. I'm more than likely going to be getting a sample to, well, just to obviously test separately, but that way I can also utilize these HP14s for what they're meant for. And that is, you know, giving some sweet love to a all-in-one radiator, because these are just sexy. I love the spacing here. It is just so narrow that I know that these things are probably going to perform up there with the top tier fans that everyone else likes. I can mention another brand, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to cross promote. But yeah, I really want to go ahead and put these to the test, and I will be doing soon. Now, as for the HF14s, I do have a few situated in my Define R5, mostly as exhaust, because they're just, you know, pushing air out, sucking air out, and it's just going to be scattering it out. I don't really care about directional airflow because it's exhausting anyway, so I don't care if it just spits it all over the place. And being that it's also going to be exhaust, there's not going to be much obstruction up against, for example, the rear exhaust or the top exhaust. You could have a little bit of a mesh here, more than likely, whenever you have just exhaust, whether it's the R5 or even another case, but there's nothing else beyond that. So you have a little bit of restriction with the mesh, whatever it's laying up against, but all it's doing is escaping the case, so you don't have to worry about pushing through layers of obstruction like a hard drive case. So the HF14s are going to do just fine as exhausts. And if you want to use them as intakes, but there's clearly nothing, you know, obstructing it from bringing air into a case, then yeah, go for it. That'll be much more effective than an HP14, which will bring in air, but not as much, since this is meant for pushing through obstructions, pushing through something, rather than sucking air in and just dispersing it all over the place. So yeah, guys, the HP14 and HF14, great fans, really sexy, and they've been serving me very well. You want to see further testing with the HP14 once I get an all-in-one cooler, let me know, and give this video a like and leave a comment below. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to stop by fractaldesign.com. Check out the rest of the SKUs. Check out these fans and everything else that they have to offer. They would love to hear your feedback, so again, leave a comment below and check out their site. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.